What's up, everybody? We back up in the house. It's Two Bros Talking. I'm Bern. I got my brother Ben on the line.
What's up, everybody?
Today is June 24th, and yesterday it was Game 1, Eastern Conference Finals, Hawks versus Bucks. Trae Young had like 40 points.
48.
48. Good night. 48 points. They steal Game 1 in Milwaukee. I know how you feel about the Bucks. I'm gonna go ahead and let you go first.
Well, in our previous talks, I kind of touched on how fraudulent I felt the Bucks were. I thought they were one of the most overrated teams in the playoffs, and unfortunately, it looks like their run is coming to an end. Either one way or the other. They should beat Atlanta. So I'm still going with them because they should beat them. But I won't be surprised if they don't. And I know for sure that they are not winning the championship. Whether that's against the Clippers or Phoenix, I don't think they going to win the championship. The problem that the Milwaukee Bucks have, it's more of an NBA problem. They put players on a pedestal before they should be put on a pedestal. Like already this morning on all of the shows, is Trae Young a superstar yet? And it's like, man, let's just wait. He having a fantastic season, but let's just stop. Let's enjoy the moment, but let's stop putting all this pressure on people. And that's what they've done with the Milwaukee Bucks. Chris Middleton is not as good as everybody wants him to be, and unfortunately, because of Giannis' lack of a jump shot, he's a one-trick pony. You get him going to the hole, and if you stifle that, you stifle Milwaukee. And Coach Bud he may be the weakest coach that was in the playoffs because he makes no adjustment from minute to minute, from quarter to quarter, let alone game to game. You can forget about it. Once the cards start falling in Milwaukee, they gonna fall. And he's standing up there and he looked confused. They showed a couple highlights. Trae Young is about 5'0", 5'10", 9 maybe.
If that.
He would come off a pick and roll, and when he was shooting that the teardrop, and Brook Lopez is in the lane, and instead of coming toward Trae Young and putting pressure on it, he is steadily backing up toward the rim. And it's like, how is Trae Young, the littlest dude on the court, getting these shots off in the paint consistently? It's because Coach Bud has no idea what he's doing. He is riding the athletic ability of Giannis, and the team around Giannis is riding the athletic ability of Giannis, and sometimes they have moments of they have no idea what they're doing. And in this particular series, Nate McMillan is too good of a coach, and Trae Young is too good of a scorer for y'all to be messing around with. Now, you already done dug yourself in a hole. You let Atlanta get some confidence, and that's the last thing you want. So this series, I think, is going deep. It's going to be an interesting 7-game classic, just like the previous series was with Milwaukee and Brooklyn, 7-game classic. And again, Milwaukee should win. If they don't, I would not be surprised.
I think that I think it's a little bit. It's kind of. I got layers to it. Like, I don't think that. First of all, I couldn't agree more with how fast the NBA try to dump the superstar title on somebody, and it's like the thing that you got to step back and you got to remember. And when you think about this fact, the whole NBA it's kind of garbage, because no matter what. Look, ESPN is in bed with them for millions of dollars. Fox Sports, we want to get our piece of the pie too. We want people looking at us talk about this. It's all about marketing. And the NBA, since Michael Jordan and the dream team, the superstar era began, they always have to find the new ones. I mean, you look around right now, no LeBron, no KD, no Steph, no Harden, no Kyrie, no Westbrook, no none of these people who we've been looking at for the past 10 years. So now, of course, well, is Trae Young the next superstar? Man, let him just be. Let's just sit back and let's enjoy what he's doing right now. Let's not be so quick to put the superstar label, because last time we was quick to put the superstar label on somebody, he didn't shoot the ball in the fourth quarter for the last 4 games. So let's you know what I'm saying? Like, seriously, let's dial it back. Let's sit back. Let's enjoy the show. That's first. Number 2, in terms of like the Bucks, I'm always a firm believer in this. You don't get garbage in the playoffs. You don't get garbage. And that's the thing about Milwaukee. Milwaukee is good. You can't be top 3 in the league year after year after year and then get garbage in the playoffs. That's not it. You can just look at them. And I was just shaking my head, especially the whole second half. Every time Atlanta do something, it seemed like Milwaukee respond in a panic. They didn't do that against Brooklyn. They was like, look, this is gonna be a slugfest, a 12-round fight. They're gonna go on their run, we're gonna go on our run. You could kind of see that steady calm. Yesterday, every time Atlanta did something, they would push the ball up real quick, and then it looked like they got a hurried shot. They panicked the entire second half, especially when they got that big lead, and then the Hawks just came right back because they play a panicked style. And I don't care what nobody say, that falls directly on Coach Bud. That's on him. Because I'm like, we could say, and Giannis Antetokounmpo, he is a one-trick pony. I hate when I see him dribbling through his legs, backing up to get a full head of steam. Like that annoys the crap out of me. But I'm like, look, Clyde Drexler, one of the 50 greatest players of all time, NBA champion, no less. Like, a lot of superstars don't, you don't have to be able to do everything in order to be, one of the best. But I think that everything that the Milwaukee Bucks struggle with, and I think all the teams in these playoffs you struggle with, it comes from the top. Because I don't care what nobody say. Doc Rivers was consciously aware of everything that was happening in that series. Like, oh snap, here they come. Why won't they die? Why can't we just kill them? Oh my God, it's game 7. Oh my goodness. Anything that can go wrong could possibly go wrong right now. And that's how they looked the entirety of game 7. That's how the Bucks looked the entirety of game 1. It's like, just play. Because what needs to happen is you got to smack the Hawks upside their head as hard as you can, and you have to send that message. I don't care what you do, we're gonna beat you. Because I'm gonna tell it to you right now, I got the Bucks still winning this series. I've been saying I got Phoenix coming out the West. If by chance it's Phoenix Atlanta, don't get comfortable, because the Suns will sweep them. The Suns will sweep them.
Exactly.
Because see,
the problem Milwaukee is having, I think, is, and it's Coach Bud, they read their paper clippings. They was like, oh, we got past the juggernaut, this Brooklyn. Philadelphia, the number 1 seed, is gone. We a heavy favorite over Atlanta. They don't really got nobody. They got this little Trae Young. We should massacre them. And the newspapers, Milwaukee is a heavy favorite, and they messed around. And the panic was, wait, Atlanta shouldn't still be in this game. What's going on? We get a lead. Okay, we're going to take off on them, and then Trae Young get a 3. And it's like, Atlanta shouldn't be in this game. What are we doing? Because, this is my question to Coach Bud from the Giddy Up. Why wasn't P.J. Tucker on Trae Young to start the game? Number 1. Because he's bigger than, at least switch him around. He can't look at Drew Holiday for just him for a full series. You got to throw bodies at Trae Young to mess up his rhythm. But Bud doesn't do that. And then it was like, who are these new faces? Who are these new faces off the bench? Kevin Off, he didn't play at all against Brooklyn, did he? Shooting the 3.
No, no,
And I don't know if that was, I don't know if they drew up that play at the end of the game for him.
No,
to shoot that three. He was wide open, but I'm like, where are these guys coming from now?
No, Connaughton played that.
Yeah,
he played that whole series against Philly. I think what you just saying proves my point.
No, not Connaughton. I'm talking about Kavanaugh for Milwaukee.
Oh, I don't even know who you talking about with that.
Yeah.
But what you just said, it proves my point. I don't think they reading their clippings. I don't think that they smelling what they cooking. I think they're afraid of the Hawks. They read the Hawks clipping. Not all they beat Philly. We should have a cakewalk. No, oh snap, they beat Philly. They might beat us, and it's like, and that why you think they played as panicked as they played? Go back.
That makes sense.
Go back and look at that second half. All it is every time the Hawks do a push and get the Bucks credit, they would come back, they would take the lead, they were in that game. That was a winnable game. You see, that's the thing about the Hawks. The Hawks haven't done anything, even against Philly, to where you believe, oh man, they're gonna run away with this thing. They're pulling out these close games because Philly and last night Milwaukee, they get tight, they clinch up in the fourth quarter, second half, and then they start putting that pressure on themselves. Utah, and go back.
Everybody else is playing tight because Atlanta lose, the games are close, but because Philadelphia was tight and Atlanta was loose, they was able to get them wins.
What was that?
Just like in this game, Milwaukee was tight.
And Atlanta's playing loose. And that's
it was like it made perfect sense now that you say that.
And go back to the Utah Clippers series. And they had Donovan Mitchell mic'd up. And what did he say? Oh, if we keep this pressure up, they'll quit and pack it in for game 2. So don't tell me that that teams don't think that way. Teams don't buy into that type of mentality. And Utah won that. They won game 1. But I think that put them in a false sense of security. Oh man, these are the Clippers. This playoff P, they gonna choke. We got this. But the Clippers knocked them upside their head, even without Kawhi Leonard. So I'm like, I think that Milwaukee needs to calm down. They need to settle down. They need to realize that it's a 7-game series. They need to realize that, because ain't nobody supposed to get swept. I don't care who you are. You're not supposed to lose. You're not supposed to get swept. So just calm down. Center yourself and go play basketball. Play your game. Play it to the best of their abilities. See, teams like Atlanta, when you let them run wild and free, it's all good. Why do you think the We Believe Warriors beat Dallas back in the day? Dallas played tight. Dallas played tight because in the next round, I don't know if it was the Spurs or Utah or whoever, the Warriors got smacked up. They got smacked up. All Milwaukee needs to do is just settle in and play their game. Don't react to everything that they do. Remember how the phrase call and respond? Call and respond. Don't react. And they react like, oh snap, they hit a 3. We gotta shoot a 3. Oh, they got an and 1. We gotta shoot a 3. Like, it's like, no, do your thing. Dig in, play your defense, get your stops, convert on offense. Like, that's how you do it. But and you could just see it. I just shook my head. I'm like, they're going to lose this game because when it starts to get tighter, they're going to play tighter. The Clippers do that too. They do the same thing. And I mean, that's why they lost last year. That's why Dallas gave them such fits last year and this year. And that's why they lost to Denver.
Year, who was the coach? It was Doc Rivers. You can, and Milwaukee, you can see on Coach Bud's face that you can see how nervous he is. And it was interesting that he was the one coaching Atlanta when they had the 1 seed.
When they couldn't,
LeBron walked all over them that year.
When they were stuck on stupid.
Yes, and Cleveland massacred them in the Eastern Conference Finals. And now he in Milwaukee, and you can almost see the nerves on his face. There's zero confidence in his eyes.
Yeah.
And I'm like, bro, what are you so nervous about? I think Then losing to Miami in the bubble last year really jacked him up.
Well, I mean, I'm like, I don't think that it's over because like in this year they knocked the Heat down. They were like, nope, ain't gonna be none of that foolishness this year. Sit down, shut up, and get out the way. And that's how they need to play the Hawks. But they're in the conference finals. It's panic reaction basketball, and you lose those games. That's the same thing that happened to the Sonics when they lost to Denver all them years ago. Like stop reacting to everything that they doing and start playing your game. Impose your will on them.
Long 7-game series.
Now, real quick, switching gears over to the West. I still think Phoenix is going to win, but I also think this is going to be a long series. Phoenix won game 1 and 2 in the last minute. You know what I mean? And the last minute of game 2 was just ridiculous. Like, let's stop and look. Let's stop and look. Let's stop and look. We ain't got no more timeouts. You can draw up a play. It's like, dude, it's too much. And I know we want to get the right calls, but
it's the instant replays that really buzz me because here's the problem with the instant replay. Now, yeah, we want to get it right, but here's what the issue is. That late, the last reversal where Patrick Beverly reached in and he knocked the ball out of Book's hands and it went out of bounds. Okay, if you review that particular scenario, every time it'll always be in reverse. Some of these reviews we have to stop because it'll end up destroying the integrity of basketball.
Well, yeah, because everything...
We can't review everything every 5 or 6 minutes. I don't understand why they even implemented the challenge rule. Because real talk, especially in basketball, if you challenge it whether or not the ball went out of bounds, that's cool. You shouldn't be able to challenge a foul. Because do you think the refs are going to say, oh, no, that didn't happen the way we said it happened originally?
Yeah, you rarely see them things get overturned.
That kind of stuff don't happen. And then you end up giving a team who used up all of their timeouts
opportunity to reset.
They have no penalty for that because now it's like, oh, yeah, well, while the refs is discussing, we got this little mini timeout. Clippers and Phoenix, they had, 2 or 3 timeouts at the end of that game that weren't even timeouts. It was the review. That live play got set up because they were reviewing a call.
They were reviewing a call, and it's like that gave them more time to set that up. And I mean, props and respect to him, because everybody like Booker set a good screen. That ain't had nothing to do with Booker. Ayton pushed him into Booker. Like Ayton did all the work. They talking about Booker set a good screen. No,
Booker did come in. He said he was right where he needed to be, but Ayton made sure that screen was as effective as it was.
All credit go to Ayton. He had a handful of jersey on Zubac. He threw him into Booker, and then he caught and finished. But I got, CP3 supposed to play tonight, and then I heard, some national TV analysts talking about the Suns are going to play worse with him in the lineup. And I'm like, man, what is you talking about? I ain't going to say that because we ain't going to be that type of show.
We ain't going to. That's ridiculous.
We ain't going to be that type of show. But yeah, one of them dudes on not on ESPN.
Yeah, okay.
But somebody was like, the Suns are going to play worse.
But see, again, some of these know-it-alls should just stop talking, or do some research, or at least when you hear something that makes sense, realize, oh, well, maybe I was wrong, because that makes zero sense. They're going on the road now, and I think Phoenix is going to sweep legit now. I was with them sweeping before, but I really think they're going to sweep now, and I'm going to tell you why. There were 2 reasons. One, and I'm asking you because I'm not quite sure how this happened. Who was the first person to call Paul George playoff P? It was Paul George, right?
Yeah, he called himself playoff P.
Okay, he named himself playoff P. Fantastic. So I have no issues refuting that. Pandemic P, Panic P, because that's what I'm calling him, Panic P. Because when he missed that first free throw late, he said, "Damn it!" And I was like, he gonna miss the second one because he got on himself.
Yeah.
He got out of his routine. I'm calling him Panic P because, again, like everybody just missed it. He hasn't done anything special up until this point. He been playing the way he's supposed to have been playing. So it's like, why are we giving him credit for scoring 26 in the game? Why are we giving him credit for scoring 34 points against Utah to win? That's what he's supposed to do. So what are we getting props for? But what he's also supposed to do is, you got a 1-point lead, under 10 seconds left, you at the free throw line to put the game to bed. You miss both free throws and y'all lose by 1 on the alley-oop. Panic P, and that's why they are finished in LA. They done.
I'm gonna play devil's advocate for a second, and you're right. I mean, obviously, you got to make them 2 free throws. Shoot 89% from the line, man. You got to.
This is the.
You got to hit one. You got to hit one.
This whole season, he only missed 2 free throws one time. This whole year.
I get all that, and I agree. But like I said, I'm gonna play devil's advocate, and and my hate might come out a little bit, but I don't really care. Again, and I go back to, I still blame this at the feet of Michael Jordan and the 6-0 in the championships, and hitting the last shots against Utah, and the reverse layup against the Lakers, and averaging 41 against Phoenix. Somehow, some way, somewhere along the line, we want perfection out of these people. Magic Johnson turned that ball over in one of them series against Boston, and it cost them the series. I think the first time they played, the time when Boston won that championship, and life went on. The world kept spinning. Magic ain't, and I mean, I get we live in a different era with social media and all this other thing, but he made that mistake in crunch time, and that's not something that lived with him forever. The messed up thing about basketball, no matter who you are, he only missed a pair of free throws once. So all season long, the likelihood it was gonna happen again. The unfortunate part about it is it happened when it happened. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, I'm totally playing devil's advocate right here, just for a different type of take on it. But it's like, you can't play a perfect basketball game. You're gonna do you can't. And this is what we be asking from these dudes sometimes. Now, don't go so far as to label yourself playoff P, as if to say playoff now, because I hate when LeBron do it, like playoff mode activated and all that other stuff, but he got a couple rings. He got some hardware to back up that claim. Playoff P, man, that's you just trying to hype yourself up, and that's tight in the locker room. But man, don't press send on playoff P, because that's what we gonna call you. And when you miss 2 free throws and lose by 1, people gonna throw that in your face.
And see, that's where my issue is with Panic P, because I don't fault people for missing shots. Because like you said, Magic, he double dribbled late in the finals against Chicago. Double. Bad turnover against Portland in the Western Conference Finals the year before that. Because stuff happened. Now, he did have rings on his side, but nobody's perfect. People do miss. The problem is, because, see, I don't get on people for missing shots, but I took offense to Paul George labeling himself playoff P and then shooting the ball off the side of the backboard in the bubble. And then this year, Panic P missing late game free throws to win the game.
Yeah,
like, don't anoint yourself something. See, again, like you said, that's why people are so hard on LeBron, because it's like, bro, stop it with the playoff LeBron activated and with the I am king and all of the other rigmarole. If you aren't going to come out there and dominate. Jordan didn't talk trash.
This is true.
Jordan would talk trash on the court, but you would see him back it up right after that. He wasn't talking to the media like, yeah, call me MJ to go. He wasn't doing that. He was just playing ball. But see, these fools sell wolf tickets, and then when they don't show and prove on the court, they want to say, oh, well, leave me alone. But it's like, no, bro, you labeled yourself playoff P, so you should expect some fire when you bow out the way you've been bowing out. Because, yeah, he was balling up until that point. He had 10 points in the fourth quarter. He had hit some big threes.
Well, that layup was huge.
But then he missed some free throws. He was the reason why they had to leave.
Yeah. So, I have Phoenix. I got the Clippers tonight. I'm going to go with them. Because, I want a long series. I don't want this thing to be over in 5 or even 6. I want this thing to go down to the wire, and I want Phoenix to get it, and then go in there and play whoever come out the East. Who you got tonight? Well, I know. Well, you just said Phoenix gonna sweep.
I think Phoenix gonna put them away.
Well,
I think the Clippers they've been playing too much, and I think they're finally caught up with them. You go down 2-0 in the first round against Dallas, and then you fight and win in Game 7. You go down 2-0 against Utah, fight, win Game 6. Now you down 2-0 again. I just don't. But you down 2-0 this time. You against a much better team, a well-coached team. I think they in deep doo-doo this go round without Kawhi, because they had Kawhi against Dallas and they had Kawhi against Utah at least when the comeback started. Now, they didn't have him in that game, 7?
Game 6.
Was it 6? They didn't have him in game 6 and 7, but they did have him.
No, they won in 6. They didn't go 7. They won. They beat them.
They didn't go 6. Yeah. They had him in games 3, 4, and 5.
Yeah,
but they don't have him now. I think they done. I think they done, because I don't expect nothing out of nobody on the Clippers team. Well, Patrick Beverly, he did a fantastic job on Booker last game, but with CP3 coming back, now you got to pick which one you want to guard. Who you gonna guard? You gonna stay on Book? Then CP's gonna eat you alive from 15 feet.
I think that. I keep saying the reason why I feel like the Clippers are going to win tonight and it's going to be a long series is because these games they haven't been washes. Like, it has not been Phoenix in a wash. Game 1, that definitely was their game. Game 2, a lot of things went their way for them to get that one. So, going back to Staples, it could be a little bit different.
Oh, I think the Clippers, the NBA guys was with the Clippers in game 2. Phoenix got a lot of calls against them that was like, are you serious?
Well, yeah, I think
some weird action going on in game 2.
I think the pendulum was really, it was. I think the pendulum swung both ways. But at the end of the day, all them stoppages in play, and let's look at it when it don't even need to be looked at. When Patrick Beverly, I can get with that one. I can get with that one.
Come on.
That's a common foul. I can get with the one with Book when Patrick Beverly knocked it out. He was like, that wasn't off me, that's on him. I get that because it got overturned. The other one didn't get overturned. It's like, man, shut up. It's 0.8 seconds left. Shut up and just play defense for 0.8 of a second.
Yeah.
Like, dang, man.
Exactly, because I don't know what they were looking at. What were they trying to see?
I don't know.
Touch the rim?
Yeah, something stupid. Like, did somebody hit it out? Or I think they trying to see if the ball was out on 8 or something like that. Something insignificant. It's like, dude, quit. And in game 1, they won because freaking Batum was not guarding the basket on the inbound. He gave them the light, man. Whatever, man. No, Clippers gonna win tonight. Doggone it! Like they should have won. They should have split.
See, that's why I think. That's why I think they done in Game 2, because without Kawhi and without CP3, it's kind of been even Steven. Phoenix won both close games. Now with CP3 coming back to Phoenix, I think the pendulum shifts heavily into Phoenix category, because now they got their full roster.
Well,
they won 2 tight games, but now they got CP3. They on the road. I think this will be another close game, but I think Phoenix is going. I don't think it'll be a buzzer beater. I think Phoenix will win by 6 or 8.
I will say 2 things. First off, like for everything you saying with Chris Paul coming back, a lot of it is going to depend greatly on Chris Paul. And then my second point as to why I think the Clippers is going to win, and this is going to answer a question you asked earlier, talking about what Patrick Beverly going to do. All I'm going to say to you and Chris Paul is Rajon Rondo. All right, that's all we got for today. Yeah, that's all we got for today. We're going to check these games out tonight, and we're going to holler at y'all real soon, get at y'all about the games coming up in the future. All right, peace out.
Peace out.
I want to thank you, brothers and sisters, for a very lovely evening. Never have so few owed so much to so many. Good night.